So today I'm going to use a Bosch Expert multi-construction 7mm by just 200 to 250 millimeters long, so it's about 200 of the real cutting depth. So just make sure there's no pipes or wires behind. Use your little detector or secret vise, and it's got the nice sharp new pointy head on there, so in theory this should go through whatever's behind there. So it'll be ceramic tile, plaster, render, brick, and yeah, so that's it. So watch this space. So there we are, that's my screw, about 70mm, number 10, and then I've left about half an inch, maybe a bit more, 12mm. I marked it off with my green duct tape just to show me what depth to drill into. So now I've got my drill set on the high speed, so number 2, set on hammer in line with the arrow there, and I've set it on the highest torque rating, so then we'll just drill it. So what I tend to do is, when I get this onto the mark, I then just hit the end, is what I was taught, just like that, and then it makes a bit of a dent into the ceramic tile, and then it should go in to the right position. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my drill, and I'm going to hold my little dustpan underneath, and then I've put my dust sheet, as you see, but hopefully the dustpan will collect most of the debris. So we've got a dustpan with a little rubber edge there, and so then we're just going to put that firmly against the wall like that, a bit of an angle, just so we get the drill in. Put the drill in, bash the end of the drill with your palm of your hand just to make it bite into the there we are, we've got our mark there. So just go like that, and then we're ready to start. That'll give us our starting point. Now I'm going to just put that in there like that, and here we go. Drill, drill, drill. Try and get it as level as possible. Is that you can see now that we've got through to the red brick dust, so that's where we want to be into, so we can get a nice firm fixing. So if you just tap this when you take it off the wall like that, then that should go into there rather than going all over your bath. Don't try and wipe this up with a damp cloth. Use a dry vacuum cleaner with a dry nozzle on the end of it to pick it up, and because otherwise the red brick dust makes a huge mess and it's very much more difficult to get it off. So pick it up dry rather than trying to, as you might think is the best. It's not the best to try and wipe it off with a damp cloth, because you just end up with just a horrible red mess everywhere. Hopefully if I do this properly there shouldn't be any debris on the dust sheet or in the bath, but we'll see. Now we're going to do the hole down here, because then I can just check it roughly in position with the, just put a couple of temporary, just put a couple of plugs in and a couple of temporary screws, and then I can just check that I've got the other screw holes in the right position. Saves having to change the position and weaken the fixing. So once again, get the point right on the mark. Bang, bang, bang. firmly against there, get that started. Put that under there. Where you're seeing the white dust there, that's where it's going through the ceramic tiles. And this greyer one is the render or plaster, you might call it. And then beyond that, you should get the red brick dust. Make sure you keep your dustpan there until you've pulled your drill bit out, because otherwise it would be all over the bath. And just tap that, it goes in the end. Just empty that outside somewhere on the soil, be alright, it'll all go into the mix. It's really nice using a brand new drill bit, because it does drill quite easily, it does make it a lot easier. So just put a couple of brown screws in. Originally I said I was using a number 8 drill, but it's actually a 7mm drill bit with a brown plug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use there's different types of brown plugs. I'll show you the two types that I use. This is the one that I'd probably use for plasterboard. Not that I'm particularly, this is not a plasterboard job today, this is a solid brick wall job. And then this is what I use for putting into solid blocks or bricks. The beauty of these is that I can put the screw carefully into the end of it, and I can push this through with my hammer right into the brickwork, so then it's nice and tight before I start screwing it up, and then you've got a really, really firm fixing. So otherwise you might be tempted just to sort of put it just into the wall, just slightly, just so it was flush with the ceramic tile, which means that only part of it is in the brick. Maybe, I don't think there's a couple of layers of ceramic tile on this wall, so you know you're losing 8-10 maybe a bit more. So you're losing probably half of the use of that plug. So with my method, using these brown plugs, but the ones that are more symmetrically shaped all the way through, push that in with your screw and your hammer, and just then when it gets nice and tight in the wall, then you know you've got a nice, should be able to get a nice firm fixing. Actually nothing in the bath, and just a little tiny bit on the silicone there, which, as I say, I'll vacuum that up.